little video about it and talk to you a little bit about the new 52 and what exactly the new 52 is. And these damn thugs talk louder than I do. So the new 52, for those that are wondering, is the Batman suit that he wears in the comic books as of right now. Now, some of you may be wondering, why is it they call it the new 52 and they don't just call it the DC Universe skin or something like that, or DC Comics skin or something like that? The reason they don't call it that is because, well, there have been many DC universes in the comics. There have been many reboots from the time that the comic books came out in the 1930s and 40s to now, you know, the new 52. Now, the reason they call it the new 52 is because basically back in 2011, DC decided we're going to relaunch the comics. We're going to have brand new comics with brand new origins for every hero, and they were going to update every hero's costume based on, you know, how people would dress nowadays, or how a superhero would actually dress if they went out and fought crime. So rather than Batman wearing underwear on the outside of his pants, he wears this, a very detailed, very defined suit of armor. The reason they call it the new 52 is because basically what they did was they launched 52 brand new comic books. 52 was the magical number. And it was a great relaunch, honestly. I wasn't too big on it at first. I mean, I love the costume, and I love Batman, and I love everything Batman. But I was not big on them rebooting Batman after I had spent so many years of my life collecting Batman comic books. Collecting comic books in general, especially DC comics. I'm a big DC and Marvel guy. I'm a big fan. I collect a little bit of everything.
I miss Scarecrow speeches.
I wasn't happy with them doing a reboot. But they did it back in 2011, and they're on their 4th year come September 1st of the new 52. And it's been good. It's been really good. Scott Snyder is currently writing Batman, and he's a young dude, and they were kind of nervous about giving him the Batman book, or wondering, you know, is he gonna do good with this book? Is it gonna do well? Is the new 52 gonna do well? And the new 52, when it launched, when Batman launched, Batman was the #1 book of the new 50. It was the #1 book in comics, period. That month that it launched, it sold a lot of copies. I don't know exactly how many, but I know it was record-breaking for comic books at that time, because comic books used to sell, you know, back in the day, comic books used to sell in the millions, and they don't anymore. You know, people are not buying comic books the way they used to. So the new 52 was kind of an initiative to get people to start buying comics again, and it worked. They sold a lot of Batman comics, and Scott Snyder has been doing a good job. He's done a good job of reintroducing the Joker, creating new origins for all these characters, including the annoying ass Riddler who's talking right now. Yeah, Zero Year was the origin of the Riddler, and it was a very good story, surprisingly. Riddler is one of those characters that is very hard to write. A lot of people have a lot of trouble writing a good Riddler, and Zero Year was a great story. The new 52 has been great. I love this Batman armor. I love the new Batmobile. Unfortunately, they don't have the new 52 Batmobile in this game. I would love to see the new 52 Batmobile in this game. Batman, for those that are wondering, like, if they rebooted Batman, does that mean they rebooted all the Robins again? No, they didn't reboot all the Robins again. Basically what they did was they had, the way they explained how Batman has so many Robins is basically he had a training program and he trained each one of his Robins for a year. So they each have a year of training before they became their own superheroes. I didn't like the way they did it, honestly. Like, how much could you possibly learn in a year before you step out and become your own superhero? Like, Dick Grayson was only Robin for a year before he became Nightwing. Like, that's kind of crazy. But they found a way to make it work. I mean, it's working. People are going for it. So the New 52 is selling books. For those that have never read comics and you like Batman and you want to get into it, I would say pick up something from the New 52, because you don't want to go back to the old universe. You don't want to go back to what I grew up with. There's no point. They're not continuing it. The New 52 is the DC universe right now, and it's gonna be the DC universe for maybe the next 10 or 20 years. So, you know, if you want to get into comics, you want to read comics, I would say pick up Scott Snyder's The Court of Owls. That was the first volume of the New 52 Batman stuff. Court of Owls, I cannot say enough about that book. That book was amazing. It's basically about Batman fighting a secret society of billionaires within Gotham. And they know who he is, and he doesn't know who they are, the Court of Owls. So, I mean, it was a great story, great book. There's a shock twist ending as to who their leader is. You'll never guess. You'll never be able to figure it out. Trust me when I tell you, you will never be able to figure out who the leader of the Court of Owls was. And it was one of the greatest stories ever written. And as of right now, if you guys are wondering what's going on right now, this day in comics, 4 years later in the New 52, Bruce Wayne right now is not Batman. I'm not going to go into details as to why he's not Batman. They gave a great explanation as to why he's not Batman. The new Batman is actually Commissioner Gordon, and he's actually a pretty kick-ass Batman. And the latest issue of Batman, which is issue 43, came out last week. If you want to get caught up on Batman, it's not too late for you to get caught up. I know 43 is kind of a big number. I would say, like I said, start with the Court of Owls, collect the graphic novels, because there's like 6 comics or 7 comics in each of those graphic novels. So you could get caught up pretty easily if you buy the graphic novels. Like I said, issue 43 is in stores right now. Love the New 52, love the costume. Didn't love it at first because, like I said, I was saying goodbye to all these characters that I had spent so many years and so much money collecting the comics. But yeah, that's the New 52. That's the explanation of this costume, a short explanation of this costume. And yeah, so go out, support the New 52 if you can. If you can't, if you're not into comics, comics is not your thing. I mean, at least you know where the costume came from and why it's in this game. It's because, you know, this is the DC universe now. The New 52, this is what Batman wears in the comics. So, alright guys, peace.